What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new Division 2 video. In today's video, we're going to be doing another weapon versus weapon video, and those weapons are going to be the MP5 SMG and the MPX SMG. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. If you guys do, make sure you guys drop a like and a subscribe channel if you guys are new, and let's go right into the video. Alright guys, so getting right into it, starting with the core stats of both weapons. For the MP5, we have 107.4k damage, RPM of 800, and a base magazine of 32 rounds. And for the MPX, we have a base damage of 101.7k, 850 RPM, and a 30 round base magazine. We'll be talking a little bit about the damage differences and why it is a little bit different between these two weapons when they're extremely similar a little bit further in the video. Next, moving on to the secondary attributes, we have 14% SMG damage on the MP5, 15% crit hit chance, and we have 6% damage to armor with steady hand talent, but the talents for this video don't necessarily matter a whole lot. And on the other side, for the MPX, we have 11% SMG damage, 15% crit hit chance, and 6% damage to armor as well. You guys always know that in these weapon comparison videos, for most of the core stats for both the weapons that I'm using in the video, I typically try to get as close as I possibly can for the core attributes so that there's not a huge difference with the total damage output for both the weapons. But in this case, there wasn't a huge difference anyways, even though there's a 3% difference in the SMG damage, which will change the total damage for the MPX a little bit if it did have 14% instead of 11. But for this specific video and this specific weapon that I have for the only MPX that I've gotten so far, I wanted to re-roll damaged armor because this is a good weapon for a PvP build for SMGs that I'm going for, and I didn't want to waste the roll, and changing the SMG damage wouldn't have made sense. So that's the reason why they both don't have the exact same core attributes when they normally would when we're doing weapon versus weapon. So moving on to weapon handling, the accuracy for both weapons are actually identical, and in terms of stability, the MPX does win by just a little bit. It's not super noticeable, not something that you're going to notice when firing the weapon, but it does win by just a little bit. It's not going to make a huge difference. And then in terms of reload time, the MP5 does actually win this stat by 0.02 seconds, so once again, not really a huge difference. But the only difference between these two weapons in terms of the actual weapon handling stats is going to be the damage drop-off. So the left-hand side is actually the MP5. So you guys can see that the MP5 does have a little bit more of just a straight shot drop-off compared to on the right-hand side, which is the MPX. It has a little bit more of a gradual drop-off. They are still extremely similar in terms of the damage drop-off for both these weapons, but the damage drop-off is a little bit less worse on the MPX than it is on the MP5. Also, I thought I would throw this in the video, which is the mods for both these weapons. I know there are some variations or some variants of specific weapons in the game that don't allow you to mod them compared to other variants of that exact same weapon. So in this case, though, for this video, they do mod the exact same. You can put all the exact same attachments on both guns. There's not one gun that can't have a specific attachment. Both of them can have the exact same attachment. Now, I know this isn't necessarily something that I would talk about in all my weapon versus weapon videos, but I think one of the main things that really reflects on how similar the stats are for both these weapons is actually like the virtual aspects of how both these weapons look. Not only obviously in terms of the profile picture that it gives both these weapons when you can like have it on your build when you actually see the weapon in your build, but if you actually just look a little bit closer at the differences between what the gun actually looks like as in model on your character when you're in game, they're actually super similar. I mean, I guess one of the really only different aspects of both these weapons are the stocks and the muzzles. But I mean, if you have both of them modded the exact same, they're going to look kind of similar. But for the most part, just bone stock, both these weapons virtually look very, very similar, which obviously reflects as to why their stats are extremely, extremely similar. And lastly, I just want to quickly show you guys both of the recoil patterns for both of the weapons. So at the end of the day, I personally believe that both of these SMGs are very, very good choices when it comes to the SMG category for weapons in the game right now. But for me, personally, I would choose the MPX. Personally, one of the main reasons for this is the 50 RPM difference. The MPX has 850, the MP5 has 800. Magazine size isn't really too much of a problem for me. 2 bullets isn't really a huge problem. And also, the damage factor isn't really a huge difference for me either. At the end of the day, if they had the exact same SMG damage for stats, you're really only looking for maybe 2,000 to 3,000 difference in total damage. So that's not a huge difference for me. I just feel a little bit more comfortable with a little bit higher fire rate. I feel like I would win a little bit more gunfights, but don't get me wrong, both these weapons are very good. I would put both of these SMGs in the tier 1 tier of SMGs. I wouldn't quite put them in the S tier right now. Maybe the MPX if you had a specific build with like all god rolls, but I definitely think that both of these weapons are in the tier 1 of SMGs in the game. They have the potential to even be the best SMGs in the game as well. And also, you can't really go wrong using either of these weapons. So at the end of the day, like I said, I would choose the MPX over the MP5, but you can never go wrong using either of these. Well guys, that is going to about do it for the video today. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you guys drop a like and a subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and want more Division 2 content. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.